It's game week, baby. Your AFC South champion Houston Texans have a home playoff game. I'll be live this Saturday. Don't miss out. Sub for Texans dubs. You want to beat the Browns? I sure as hell want to beat the Browns because the Texans, they have a home game. They're the AFC South champions, and they're still getting disrespected by guys who I work with. This is the host of the Browns Report, Matthew Peterson. Listen to this bullshit. He said after the whooping the Browns are going to put on the Texans, them and their sorry fan base will be relegated to the UFL. I don't know about you, but that shit pisses me off. The national media, they're dogging on the Texans right now. Hey, we're underdogs in this game, and we're at home. F that. F that noise. Houston Texans, they're winning this game, Wildcard Weekend. The first game of Wildcard Weekend this Saturday. Go down and hit that sub button. Let's get to 9,000 subscribers before this game kicks off, and we go live. Welcome into Texans Today. I'm your host, Jeremy Chuggs, and like I said in the preview right there, Texans versus Browns Saturday at 3:30. I'll be here live on the channel, so don't miss a thing. And if you're going to join me, I ask you one thing right now. First of all, subscribe to the channel, as always, for the latest Texans news and rumors. But secondly, give me your score predictions. Beginning of the week, how are you feeling right now? How are you feeling about this game? Texans, Browns, give me your score predictions down in the comment section. If you get it right, hey, maybe a little prize during our live show. Let's get a little bit crazy, but first, give me your predictions down in the comment section and maybe why our Browns host, Matthew Peterson, and a lot of NFL media are so high on the Browns is because this Week 16 matchup, 36-22, the Browns took down the Texans at home as well. Joe Flacco went 27 of 42, 368, 3 tutties, 2 interceptions, and Amari Cooper absolutely went bananas. But you look down there, it's kind of weird. CJ Stroud's not there, right? It's Davis Mills was your leading quarterback in that game, even though he only played the second half. So it's going to be a lot different Texans team that the Browns will be facing here in Wild Card Round 1 for the NFL playoffs. Here is your tail of the tape. Browns coming into the game 12-5, the 5th seed in the AFC, 16th in total offense, first in total defense, though, for yards per game. Texans coming in with a 10-7 record. They are 12th in total offense, 14th in total defense. The Browns are favored by 3. They are 3-point favorites in this game, and the total over-under set at 44. And before we get into the keys to victory, before we get more into this game, let's also look at some guys who are early injury report watch list guys. These guys did not play in that Week 18 game against the Indianapolis Colts, and you'll really need to be keeping an eye out on this first one right here. Jonathan Greenard, the Texans' leading pass rusher, out against the Colts. We'll see if he'll be able to go this Saturday up against the Browns. Also, the Texans' wide receiver room took a major hit against the Colts. Both of their starters, Noah Brown and Robert Woods, were not good to go. It was the Nico Collins show last Saturday night up against the Colts. So keep an eye out on these guys to see if they'll be good to go as well. And I'm a big, believer. I'm a little superstitious. Just a little stitious. But I want to send as much good energy, as much good juju. Got 2 Jews right here. I want to send as much good juju as I can out into the universe. So for a speedy recovery for all those guys this week, go down and like the video. I want Greenard, I want Brown, and I want Woods back because I want to face the Browns at full capacity and really show them what Houston Texans football is all about. Go down and hit that like button for a speedy recovery. Please, Greenard, I'm asking you. I need you this game. I absolutely need you. And on the other side, crossing enemy lines, these are the injuries that we have to watch out for on the Brown side. Amari Cooper, Elijah Moore, and Dustin Hopkins. Now, it does need to be noted, the Browns had already secured that 5th spot. They weren't going to go anywhere. So these guys didn't play in Week 18, partly because of that. Joe Flacco didn't play either. So we'll see whether or not they'll be good to go. I think these, at least these top 2 should be good. Dustin Hopkins went to my high school. Shout out Clear Lake High School. He has been out the past couple weeks as well. So keep an eye out on those as the injury reports start to roll out later in the week. And coming up, I have your keys to victory up against the Cleveland Browns. It didn't go our way the first time. I'm going to tell you how the Texans, they can turn the tide in this wild card matchup. But first, got to show some love to the sponsor, and that is Prize Picks. Go to prizepicks.com/CLNS, code CLNS for a first deposit match up to $100, folks. Quick withdrawals, easy game plan, an enormous selection of players and stat types are what makes Prize Picks the #1 daily fantasy sports app. And tonight, national title game in college football. I'm a little upset it's not the Texas Longhorns in this game, but this is my Prize Picks that I'm laying down on tonight's game. I got Michael Penix more than 300.5 pass yards. I know it's Penix, but it's more fun to say Penix, right? Blake Corum, give me the less on 105 rushing yards. I might be crazy, Producer Coop, but I think in a title game, expecting somebody to go for over 100 yards is a little wild to me. I mean, especially they're going to be keying in on Blake Corum because he's the #1 player on the Michigan offensive side of the football. Give me the less on that. Roma Dunze, though, he's a dog. He's an absolute dog. Give me the more on 0.5 receiving touchdowns. And J.J. McCarthy, I went more. Coop is saying less. My producer's saying less. But what if I told you this is pass and rush yards? Pass and rush yards, I'm going more than 223.5, only because it's combined. I was going to go less on the pass yards, but the combined, I'm going more. You can use my picks or fade my picks. Do it at Prize Picks. Go to prizepicks.com/CLNS, code CLNS for a first deposit match up to $100. Prize Picks is daily fantasy sports made easy. Now, looking at the keys to victory up against the Cleveland Browns. Obviously, what we did the first time did not work. But there was a lot of injuries as well in that game. And the first thing on everybody's mind, I showed you the injury report. I think he should be good to go. I put it in all caps. Stop Amari Cooper. Stop Amari Cooper. I don't care what side of the football field he's on, but I want to see more Derek Stingley on Amari Cooper. They let D'Angelo Ross match up with Amari Cooper in their last matchup. How did that work out? 15 targets, 11 receptions, not a typo, 265 yards and 2 touchdowns. You got to stop this man if you want a chance to win this game. The Texans defense, Matt Burke, DeMeco Ryans, you need to scheme up something to take Amari Cooper out of this game. You absolutely need to do it. Number 2, you got to get pressure on Joe Flacco. That's why I said it's imperative that, 1, you like the video, and 2, we get Jonathan Greenard back this week. 0 sacks on Flacco in their first meeting. 0. Now, we did have, Derek Barnett. We had a couple of guys who came in, towards the end whenever they had DTR in the game, they got some sacks. But I'm really looking at Will Anderson. He is nursing an injury as well. But if we ever needed the 3rd overall pick from the 2023 NFL Draft to shine, it is this week. This week, we need Will Anderson to show Texans fans, show the NFL why he deserves Defensive Rookie of the Year, because I think he sure as hell deserves to win that award. 3rd key to victory, we need another Stroud masterpiece. We need it. He was absolutely on point up against the Indianapolis Colts, especially in that last offensive drive. The way he was able to, take these guys, lead them down the field. We need that Stroud up against the Cleveland Browns. I mean, look at these numbers. Over 4,000 yards, almost 64% completion percentage, 23 touchdowns to 5 interceptions. We need Stroud to have the game of his life. And I want to ask you a question real quick. I think I have a way in there for you, Coop. I want to ask you a quick question. What's your confidence level in C.J. Stroud? Yeah, going up against the Cleveland Browns. Going into this game, 1, no confidence in it at all. You might as well go get T.J. Yates to play this game. 100, you're with me. I'm dropping my 100 in the chat. Stroud, even though he's a rookie, the amount of poise, the amount of leadership, the amount of confidence that this dude exudes is off the charts. He is, my words right here, if he continues this play, if he continues to develop year after year, Stroud, mark my words today, January 8th, 2024, Stroud will be the best quarterback in Texans franchise history. I'm telling you that right now. So I'm dropping my 100 in the chat. Let me know how you're feeling about Stroud going into this game. Next key to victory, the O-line, they need to play a clean game. Laramie Tunsil, the only Pro Bowler on this team, had multiple infractions up against the Indianapolis Colts, multiple false starts, multiple penalties. You need to clean that up. And not only in, as it goes for, penalties, you also need to protect C.J. Stroud and have a clean game in that aspect. Juice Scruggs, one of my losers from last week or from the last game, you need him to play better. He got whooped by DeForest Buckner on multiple plays. You need him to play better. George Fant or Charlie Heck, whoever's starting at right tackle, because they've kind of flip-flopped those two, they need to have a great game because they have Zadarius Smith and Myles Garrett on that defensive line. This Texans O-line, maybe the biggest key to victory in this game is how this O-line plays. If they can play well, maybe open up some run lanes for Devin Singletary, I think the Texans can win this game. And my last key to victory, Kaimi, you almost gave me a stroke up against the Indianapolis Colts when you missed that extra point. I mean, I almost broke my Lucky Texans helmet, which I didn't. I didn't break it, but I almost did. Kaimi, I know you're lost some time this year due to injury, and you've been really great. I mean, only missed one field goal, only missed one extra point. But we need perfection out of you, Kaimi. I know that's a lot to ask. I know that is. But we need it from you this weekend, Kaimi. I believe in you. I think that you are the right man for the job. So thank you once again for everything you've done, Kaimi, this year. But I need some more out of you this week. That's all I have for you on today's show. If you haven't already, follow me on Twitter at Jeremy Chugs for the latest Texans and NFL news. And don't forget to hit that sub button. We're going live this Saturday. I want to see you there. Texans, Browns, let's go!